the beginning of my sophomore year, I transferred from Devlin Junior Senior High School to Dakota Ridge due to my inability to keep up with Devlin's rigorous math program. Speaking from experience, sophomore year was a terrible time to uproot from one high school to go to another. Nevertheless, I was able to find my niche there and participate in all the school had to offer. Leaving my Devlin friends behind and making new ones was very difficult because most of the time I felt like a specimen under a magnifying glass at Dakota. I tried to fit in as best I could and convinced myself I was satisfied. In November of 2015, a friend of mine had told me about an opportunity to be a high school leader for an elementary school going up to Outdoor Lab. I remember the wonderful time I had as a 6th grader and thought it would be so fun to be up there as a high schooler. I interviewed, got accepted, and before I knew it, I was headed up to Mount Evans Outdoor Lab, with Colorado and Mount Carbon. From teaching geosphere to friendship bracelets, it was truly an amazing experience. I left that wondrous place in awe, jealous of the interns that get to stay up there all semester long. It had never quite frankly crossed my mind that becoming an intern was a feasible opportunity. On the last week of my first semester of senior year, I had heard that Mount Evans was in desperate need of interns. I then got a bad case of what ifs. What if it's possible? What if I could become an intern? What if I could still graduate? The very next minute, I was in my counselor's office asking all these questions, and sure enough, as long as my mama had approved, there was a plan in place for me to go. Once I squared all of that away, I talked to the program director of Mount Evans, and he told me that they had a spot for me and I'd be heading up at the beginning of January. Throughout this semester, I have gained and learned so much from this experience. Whether it was mastering the content of Geosphere or how to comfort a 6th grader, the tasks I am now able to complete will live on with me forever. Mount Evans School goal is to improve the development of stewardship for our 6th grade students. We will continually improve our training of staff, high school leaders, and interns. Stewardship. This is such an important word, and yet often it's underused and looked over. If I'm being completely honest, I didn't really know the definition of it until my life at Outdoor Lab. I think that is what adds to the magic of this place. I know for a fact almost every 6th grader that comes up and visits leaves with at least some understanding of stewardship, of themselves, their community, and their environment. Even though all these things are important, the most vital part of my internship as far as stewardship is of my community. My main goal of my internship was to make sure every child of every week had the best time they possibly could, and I am confident that I was able to deliver that customer service, which feels great. Through the good and the bad, Outdoor Lab has taught me the true meaning of taking care of others. Through my journey as an intern, my underlying passion of taking care of children was truly service. At this time in my life, my dream is to become an elementary school teacher. Before coming up to Mount Evans, being a teacher was not in my cards at all. I liked working with kids, but the thought of my own classroom scared me. Now being in charge of 30 children is one of the most natural things in the world to me. I do not really know what I'm going to pursue since the pay grade for teachers isn't very good, but I know for a fact now that I have been inspired by teaching. One of the truest things I've ever heard in my life is a statement from our program specialist, Jason Harding. I've learned more from my 6th graders than any of my college professors combined. I think in our line of work, we see the greatest variation of perspectives than any other field. Whether they were in agreement with mine or not, I've learned how to value everyone's views at our school. Getting the vast diversity we do, my eyes have been open to things I would have never seen before. The children from places like Conifer and Evergreen gave me background knowledge on the environment, while the kids from Alameda and Lakewood gave me different cultural perspectives on life in the city. All these different ideas have made me more open-minded, which I'm very thankful for. Every day I'm ready to learn something new, which brings me great happiness and contentment. Overall, this internship has completely changed my life. I came into it on a whim. I consider it one of the most spontaneous decisions I've ever made, yet I also consider it one of the best. I've gained several friends, an experience of a lifetime, and most importantly, a passion I can take on for the rest of my life. As perfectly said by Mr. Jason Harding, even though you'll leave this place will never leave you.